All right, let's get right into it. When we talk about stands, there are a few that are just on another level, and Granite moulder is definitely one of them. Today we're going all the way to the top, looking at its final, most powerful evolutions. This is where things get truly wild.
So, I want to start with a question for you. What comes after a perfect life? Seriously, once you've achieved everything, once every obstacle is just gone, what's left? That question is the entire idea behind Granite moulder Act 4. It's an evolution that completely changes what a stand is even for. Okay, so let's kick things off with Act 4. And the first thing you need to get is that this thing is not a weapon. Not really. You should think of it more like an architect for a perfect life. It's a tool that smooths out every single bump in the road. And you can totally see this shift in its design. The huge, bulky titan that was AC3, gone. AC4 is sleek, lean, almost athletic. It's made of this beautiful, polished, dark obsidian, and those molten gold veins are now streamlined, like circuits, pulsing with this calm, efficient energy. This thing isn't built to fight. It's built for absolute precision. Now these stats, they tell a really interesting story. Look at the destructive power. It actually drops to a B, but check out what you get in return. Stamina is infinite, and precision is, well, it's limitless. This stand isn't made for a quick brawl. It's designed to be your 24/7 life optimization engine, always on, always perfect, within a half-kilometer radius. It's a total switch from raw power to complete effortless control. So how does it pull off this perfect life thing? It's all about its core ability, architectural navigation, which is really 3 powers in one. First, you've got distance molding, which just deletes the space between you and your destination, instant teleportation. Then there's granular temporal flow, which is basically a real-life undo button. Make a mistake? Nope, you didn't. And finally, the cognitive singularity. It's like having a supercomputer in your head that's always studying, always feeding you the perfect advice.
So what does all that add up to? A life with zero friction. I mean, just imagine that. You're always the smartest person in the room because you have a genius whispering the answers. You're the most coordinated person because time literally slows down for you. With AMCT4, you're never late, you never say the wrong thing, you never fail. It's a perfectly curated, flawless existence.
Right. So, if Act 4 is total, absolute perfection, where do you even go from there? How do you evolve beyond a flawless life? Well, the answer isn't a small step. It's a gigantic leap into a whole new category of power. Here's the huge difference. Act 4 curates reality. It works with what's already there to make sure you get the best outcome. But Act 5? It just overwrites reality. It doesn't bother fixing the world you're in. It just swaps it for a different one where you've already won. And yeah, its whole look just becomes transcendent. That solid obsidian body turns almost see-through, and you realize those gold veins weren't just on the surface. At its center is this core of pure, swirling molten gold, glowing like a tiny star. It's not just a stand at this point, it's a walking piece of cosmic power. And the stats? I mean, just look at them. Every single one is infinite. The developmental potential is just a dash, not because it's bad, but because there's literally nothing left to develop. It's done. This is what godhood looks like on a stat sheet. Its main power is called relative reality molding, and the best way to think about it is like you're literally changing the channel on reality itself. An attack is heading your way, you don't dodge it, you just take a step to the left, and with enough focus, you swap the entire reality for one where the attack never even came close. You become untouchable on a conceptual level. And you gotta understand, this isn't just some new power tacked on. No way. Act 5 is a unified architecture. It has every single ability from Act 1 through 4 all jacked up to their absolute maximum. That 2-meter range from Act 3? Gone. That half-kilometer bubble from Act 4? Gone. Every reality-bending tool it ever had is now instant, limitless, and perfect. So at this point, you're probably thinking, okay, that's it. It just can't get any stronger than this. Infinite stats, the power to literally choose which reality is real. Granite moulder ACT5 looks like the ultimate unbeatable power. It really does seem like the final act. But it has one flaw. Just one. A single, ultimate constraint that's baked right into the nature of its unbelievable power. So what's the catch, right? I mean, with a power this insane, there has to be something. Some kind of conceptual weakness, some rule it has to follow. What could possibly trip up something that can rewrite the universe on a whim? It's called causal anchoring. Here's what it means.
Even though the user can jump between an infinite number of realities, they are always fundamentally tied to their original one, the one they came from. So, if an opponent can somehow force them, conceptually, to face an undeniable, unchangeable truth from that original reality, the power shorts out. They can't just switch to a reality where that truth isn't true.
And that leaves us with this really powerful final thought. Even gods can have an anchor. Ultimate power, it turns out, might not be about having no limits at all. It's about the nature of that one single tie that still connects you to where you began. And figuring out that connection, that's the only way to win.